Movement and position. Average speed is represented by the letter V and is the total distance traveled divided by the total time taken. Distance moved is represented by the small letter s and time taken is t. Hence, V equals s divided by t. The SI unit of speed is meter per second. Distance moved is measured in meters and time is measured in seconds. Speed can also be measured in kph or mph, but we usually use meters per second. We can use this triangle to remember the formulas. Also, it is important to always check your units and convert before proceeding to do calculations, as many students lose marks for stating the answer in the wrong units. We mostly state speed in its SI unit, which is meters per second. We can also calculate the average speed from the gradient of a distance time graph. A steeper gradient indicates a high speed. The steeper the curve, the distance time graph, the faster it is moving, so higher its speed. If a distance time graph has a horizontal line that indicates the speed is 0, as the gradient will be 0 too. If the graph gets bigger and bigger like an exponential curve, that means that the object is accelerating. Similarly, if the graph gets smaller and smaller and looks like an exponential decay, that means the object is deaccelerating. There are two types of quantities, vector quantities and scalar quantities. A scalar quantity only has magnitude, whereas a vector quantity has both magnitude and direction. Some examples of scalar quantities are mass, density, time, temperature, volume, energy, and speed. While on the other hand, some examples for vector quantities are weight, displacement, force, and velocity. Displacement is just distance traveled in a particular direction, while distance is scalar. Displace While distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is a vector quantity as it takes direction into account. Velocity is speed in a particular direction and is calculated by increase in displacement divided by time taken. SI unit of velocity is meters per second. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity and has the formula of v minus u divided by t, where v is the final velocity and u is the initial velocity, while t is the time taken. The SI unit of acceleration is meters per second squared. The gradient of a displacement time graph gives us the velocity. The gradient of a velocity time graph gives us the acceleration. The steeper the gradient, the higher the acceleration. A horizontal line in a velocity time graph represents zero acceleration. A negative gradient indicates negative acceleration. The area under a velocity time graph gives us the distance traveled divided by displacement to be precise. Some other important formulas to note are v equals u plus at and v squared equals u squared plus 2as. Thank you.